Afgan Baymarov for Azerbaijan, opening up the competition with 132 kilos on the bar. This man who was 11th in the World Championships last season, 4th in Europe. And the first of the competitors onto the stage. Good lift. So good start, and already the next man out on the stage. And this is Rosu of Romania, 133 kilos, just 1 kilo up. First failure of the evening, and just to bring you up to date with everything, Brikan Kalja of Albania was the best man by virtue of lighter body weight in the B group earlier in the day, snatched 135 kilos, so he, so to speak, at the moment is the leader in the clubhouse, but I don't think he'll be holding on to that for very much longer. Well, David, you've had a look at the lineup tonight. What's your assessment? Where do you think this championship lies?
Well, if I was a betting man, which after last night, you know I am, I'll give you that €5 later. Well, I've got to go for Tobias. Having said that, I would never write Demirev of Bulgaria off, because you know, he's done it in the past. So I'll put my money on one of those two, and then I think everybody else is going to be fighting it out for the bronze.
So Alexandru Rosu to follow himself. Got a silver medal in the Canary Islands in the 69 kilo category. Snatched 137 kilos, and it's interesting with him because he's actually been sort of stuck on that all last season. He produced that in the World Championships, in the Junior World Championships, as well as the Junior Europeans, as you see Demirev.
Yes, and I think that looking at this athlete, he weighed in right on 69 kilos, which suggests that you know, he's already struggling to get his weight down, and I think to see some improvement, he probably needs to be lifting in the 77 kilo class.
Well, we'll be looking for some improvement, because the European Championships go to Romania next season, to Bucharest, where he'll be lifting on his own stage. So 20 seconds.
Very good. Completely different lift to the first one. Solid, strong, confident, exactly as a first attempt should look.
Yeah, that's a good team effort from both him and the coaches, working it out, putting the correction in, coming out and getting himself, well, not entirely back on track, but he could get up to that 137. I've got a feeling he will go for 137.
Well, they've added a kilo, and the clock's ticking down.
No,
I think he's going to, as you say, Dave, he's not going to go up a kilo. He's going to take more than that.
No, the new rule, which was introduced a year ago, is within coming off stage, within 30 seconds of coming off stage, you now have to nominate immediately your next weight. And the whole idea of that was to keep the whole competition moving, because as you remember, David, before, sometimes you could play a lot of games and minutes would go by and nothing would be happening. So it's actually a good rule.
Yeah, because it keeps the competition flowing.
Huge cheer from the Italian fans. Giorgio De Luca coming on the stage at 135 kilos. Well, they've had a gold medal from Jenny Pagliaro in the snatch in the opening 48 kilo, and a bronze medal overall from her. And then Vito Delino getting a bronze in the clean and jerk. And I wonder if De Luca can produce something. This is 3 kilos short of his personal best, but a sensible opener. Oh!
Well, that's interesting. That's the sort of thing you do if you're doing reps on the weight. You sort of, you know, you snatch it, bring it straight down, then go for the next one. So perhaps he's used to doing more than one on it. Well, that's a wasted attempt, unfortunately.
Yeah, because he was easily there. Strength is no problem. I mean, it's quite bizarre, that.
So these men, 69 kilos, it's just a touch under the 11 stone mark, and we're already getting towards that double body weight snatch. 135 kilos, 297 pounds.
Will be the next lifter.
Well, it's a pity for the Italian because, you know, every lift in this class tonight has got to count because, you know, you highlighted Dabaya and Demirev, but, you know, the rest of it is actually, it's only a 19...
wide open.
Yeah, it's only a 19-kilo spread across all of the entry totals. So, you know, we've had some funny old evenings here already, and this could be another one. It seems to me a bronze medal is up for grabs, certainly. De Luca, nobody wants 135 kilos, so out he comes, 55 seconds.
Well, plenty of encouragement from the crowd, as you'd expect.
Yeah, well, if he's got any aspirations, David, he's got to make this. That's so straightforward. It just, you know, what a wasted first attempt. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that, you know, in fact, just rechecking, back in the World Championships in Santo Domingo, he actually snatched 141 kilos. And I've got a feeling that he would have prepared for 140, and I think the question is whether he goes for it. If he wants something out of this competition, he's got to. And now Mehmet Fikretov onto the stage, 21 years of age, 2 years younger than Demirev, his Bulgarian teammate, and 7th at the last 2 World Championships. Not bad, and an improving member of the new generation.
It's good.
Good lift, prova valida.
So 3 whites, 2 lifts to come.
Yeah, this is the category, as I said, the Bulgarians, since the weight categories were introduced back in 1998, Plamen Yelyashkov was the first man to take the title with a total of 330 back in 1998. Galibin Boevsky, the first of his championships in 99. And then Galibin recapturing the title in 2002 and 2003, and Demirev in 2005 and 2006. So Bayramov now.
He was successful on 132, but I thought he pressed it out. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with this one.
No lift, prova non valida.
Well, he certainly doesn't look as if he's going to be a player in this championship. And he put in a total of 325, the highest total posted. Venceslas Dabaya, 337 kilos. And Turan Mirzaev, 335. Demir Demirev, 336. So, if we can believe the entries on a piece of paper, those 3 men just a little bit ahead of the rest of the field, but what you write on a piece of paper, what you deliver on the night are often 2 very different things. Bayramov's going to have to come out, I think, and follow himself. Just opening weights, Dabaya posted 145 kilos to get his challenge underway. Demirev 146 kilos, and at the top of the table there, Tigran Martirosyan, interesting, 146 kilos. Of course, his older brother was pretty useful, 7th in the Olympic Games at 85 kilos. Or did I say a younger brother? Older brother, I mean. His older brother, yeah. Dabaya. So, Bayramov.
There's nobody else wanting 136, so having to come out and take this again. So he needs to just hang on that bit longer in that first phase, which he does. And yeah, for my money, that's the best lift he's done today.
Yeah,
good recovery.
Good lift, prova valida per l'atleta dell'Azerbaigian che conclude il suo esercizio di strappo con 136 kg.
although to put that into perspective, Dabaia, you'd be expecting him to do what, 145, 146, that sort of area.
Well, he's opening on 145, which seems a high opener, because I think he's got a best of around 148.
Representing Albania.
Gert Trasher, and 137 kilos for the Albanian, 20 years of age, youth European champion 3 seasons ago. So interesting to see what sort of progress he can make coming up from the 62 kilo division in, well, after the 2006 season.
So a shaky but successful opener there on 137 kilos. That's 302 pounds.
Weighed in at 68 kilos 45.
Alexandru Roșu, Romania. On platform, Alexandru Roșu, Romania. Third and the last attempt with 137 kilos.
These men lifting pretty speedily today. And already on the stage, Alexandru Roșu.
Well, you were right. You said he jumped to 37. That's exactly what he's done.
That seems to be his... I'm almost wishing he put 138 on to sort of break the mould. But obviously, that's where he feels he ought to be and can be. I wish he put the extra kilo on, David.
I think he'd have done it, wouldn't he?
Yeah. You know, I mean, the disappointment is, you know, he's 20 years of age. If he was doing that all through last season, I would have expected at least an extra kilo. And having got the second attempt, I mean, that...
I think it signifies time to move up to the 77s, I think, for him. I think he's probably reached his potential as a 69er, and it'll be a lot more comfortable and a lot more efficient at 77 kilos.
So Gert Trasher leading by virtue of lighter body weight, 68 kilos 45. Roșu, as you said, David, right on the limit at 69 kilos. And the bar at 139 now for Fikretov, second attempt. Not quite high enough?
No, needs to just hang on just a split second longer so that he can gain the height needed to fix the bar at straight arms.
Keeps him in 4th place at the moment, but still the big guns to open up here. Dabaia, Hudoglu, Demirev, Tigran Martirosyan and Mirzaev. And there is Demir Demirev. Well, the Bulgarians, as I said, they make this very much their own category over recent years.
So Demirev just warming up there with 120 kilos. It's always good to go back and see what's going on in the warm-up rather than watching them load the bar.
Yeah, you get an idea, don't you? I mean, this is where they're making their adjustments, aren't they? You know, given how they're doing, how that progress is going, whilst one of their coaches is keeping an eye on their main opponents to actually have a look how they're doing to decide where the next steps are going to come. Because there is just occasionally the point where you over-egg it and do more than you have to. So Trasher, as you said, it was a bit shaky, but he got it away. And this is the man who's leading the competition at the moment. And he's put an extra 3 kilos on the bar. He has to go up by a minimum of 2. He's actually put 3 kilos on.
Well, he was always going to be struggling with that.
David, 1 or 2 questions in on the email. John Preston had quite a few questions, actually. He wanted to know, David, from you about training regimes and special diets for the weightlifters. Pick up on that one first.
Well, they eat lots of protein. People in the lighter weight classes avoid fat and sugar, because obviously it benefits them to have the maximum amount of muscle and the minimum amount of fat. Training regimes, well, the ideal training regime is 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. But of course that isn't, and a good lift. But of course that 6 hours a day isn't done in one go. It's done in 6 small sessions, 3 in the morning with a half-an-hour break between each one. And then a sort of rest and a sleep in the afternoon, and then back for another 3 short sessions in the evening with half-an-hour breaks. So it's a pretty tough regime.
Good effort, by the way, David, from Fikretov, because he missed at 139. He put the extra kilo on and took 140. So that's right up with his personal best. And Geert Trascher, who was in the lead, also trying 140. Now he's lighter than Fikretov, so this would put him back in top spot. But just to emphasize, there are still 5 lifters to begin their challenge. Well, he's fought for that.
He did well to hold that.
It's not exactly textbook, and it's not exactly wonderful to look at, but he's got the strength and he's certainly got the determination. And all credit to him for that. Not the furthest he's been. He's been up to 143 in his time, but recovery there. And it's the Albanian from the Bulgarian from the Romanian at the moment. Trascher, Fikretov, Rosu for Romanian. And now De Luca. Well, I suggested this, didn't I, David? That he's got to go. This is the big occasion, so up 6 big kilos.
Yeah, it's quite a big ask. And the coaches look pretty nervous. Well, it's a shame, because the strength was there. Took it to locked arms, but just couldn't keep it there.
It's a real pity that he wasted that first attempt, David, because that's what set him back. He's just not been able to do it in the steps and stages that he originally planned. Yeah, if he got the 135 in the first place and then could have gone 137, 138, and then, yeah. Another interesting question from John. He's asking, are there any rich weightlifters? I'm sitting next to one, John. David Morgan, 5 times Commonwealth Games champion. Made your fortune, really, didn't you, David?
Weightlifting cost me money. It didn't make me any money. Although I do have a book out there at the moment called Be Your Best. You can buy it on Amazon.
You are wicked.
That might make me some money.
No, I suppose
some weightlifters made some money. I mean, people like
Suleymanoglu.
Suleymanoglu has made millions. I think he got a house every time he won a world championship, so he must have about 20 houses. The Greeks, some of the Greeks have made some money. Pyrrhos Dimas had $1 million, I think, for each of his Olympic games. So that's 3 million. 4 million, in fact. I think he got $1.5 million up front for the last one, where he only achieved the bronze. So he's made some pretty big money, but it's not football, and it's not basketball or baseball.
Turan Mirzayev opening up there pretty well. 6th in the world in Thailand last October, and 142 kilos for
that was 2 more than he had posted, so his warm-up's gone well. He only had 140 down, and I think he dealt with that pretty effectively.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly a pretty steady Eddie at 145, 146 generally, so That looks pretty good. And Dabaya, not too long before we see him as well. Now we're getting into the real depth of the competition there. And you can see there, Venceslas Dabaya, 146.
You were just talking about Dabaya. I think he's going to be the next athlete.
Yeah, 145 in fact. Interesting that Tigran Martirosyan of Armenia, 146 kilos, is...
Well, also Alexandra Dudoglo of Moldavia was posted 142. So he's obviously had a good warm-up and is looking to come in at, well, more than 145.
Good French contingent in the house as ever. And this is, of course, the man that's Madeleine Yamashi there in the crowd. And Dabaya, world champion in 2006, European champion in 2007, but couldn't hold on to that world title in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, he's known for his strength in the clean and jerk. Snatch, he just needs to stay in there, really, doesn't he? You know, doesn't want to let anybody get too far away. Oh, well, I think that's the best I've seen him on the snatch.
Absolutely.
I think that's the strongest I've ever seen him.
Yeah. That was...
Well, I mean, he normally does around 145 on his sort of third attempt, but to come in as convincingly as that, he's certainly a man on form. I mean, he's posted 185 for his first clean and jerk, and going on the first snatch of 145, which he also posted. He's certainly not playing games, is he?
No, and it's good because he's the... At the moment, he's the captain and spirit of the French team. Big question, actually, for him is, after the Olympics, he's 26. I mean, he could go on, David, to London 2012 if he chose to do so. And now Dudoglu for Moldavia. Half a minute and 145 kilos on the bar.
Yes, the youngster.
Weighed in at 68 kilos, 65. So he wouldn't have gone into the lead anyway, but...
Right, pulled it short. I mean, he's 19 years old, isn't he? He was originally down at 142. I would have thought at that age, on this stage, they'd have started him fairly light, built his confidence.
I've noticed that, though, already through the week. The Moldavians have generally been, I think, just a little bit over-ambitious.
Second attempt with 145 kilos bar, and the next lifter in competition will be Demir.
So Dudoglu has got to follow himself because nobody else wants 145, and there's the man in picture who is down to come in at 146. So after Dudoglu has... mind you, that's assuming that Dudoglu succeeds with 145. If he fails with it, he'll have to take it again. So, here he comes, the 19-year-old, for his second attempt on 145 kilos. That's 320 pounds. Remember, these men weighing in at 69 kilos. That's just a touch under 11 stone. So well over double body weight now. Double body weight, of course, 138. So this is good snatching. So, short pull on the first one, but much better on the second. But unfortunately, David, a wasted attempt, which obviously limits him on how far he can go.
Yeah, puts him into second place, though. Dabaya with 2 attempts to come. Turzan Mirzaev with 3 to go. Demirev yet to start. Tigran Martirosyan yet to begin his campaign. And this is bubbling up nicely, you know. This is going to be quite a little contest here. The coaches are going to have to be right on their mettle, you know, in terms of looking at the weights and playing the chess game backstage.
And making sure that people are on the stage in good time. We saw a lot of that yesterday, didn't we? People sort of being almost timed out. So, yeah, coaches need to be on the ball.
What do you call it? Sprint lifting?
Sprint lifting. So, Bulgarians, high hopes for this man. He's done it before. Can he do it again?
Not an auspicious start.
No, it just looked heavy, didn't it? So Dubaya's chances looking better and better. Of course, Martirosyan still hasn't started. The Armenian.
So Mirzaev, 146 kilos. For the lead. 68 kilos, 89, one of the heavier guys. So the coaches have got to judge this very carefully if they want to get him a medal in the snatch phase. Eight seconds. Trio press steps forward, but the feet were in line and they were steady at the end of the effort. 3 white lights, good lift, new leader. Goes ahead of Dubaya. Dudoglu in bronze medal position at the moment. Trasha of Albania down into 4th place. Mehmet Fikretov down to 5th.
Yeah, so just managed to hold on to that, and I don't really think we're going to see much more from him. But the man on stage now already failed with this on his first attempt.
Yeah, world bronze medalist last season in Chiang Mai. Snatched 153 kilos on his way to a total of 334.
Better.
Steadied in that bottom position. And that 153 kilo effort in Chiang Mai, the best he's ever done in the first half of the competition.
Yeah, it's much better.
Last attempt of Turan Mirzoyev.
So there it is, Bulgaria. 1 attempt left for the Bulgarian, but you can see the lighter body weight there ahead of Mirzaev, who's also got 1 attempt left. Dubaya with 2. Bar going to 148 kilos.
148 kilo on the bar for the second attempt of Venceslas Dabaya.
So Dabaya coming on to the stage of Martirosyan. David, is it 150 he's going to come in at? Check that for you in a minute, but Dabaya. Well, as you said, David, the first attempt was just about the best we've ever seen from him.
Yeah, as I say, just needs to steadily build and just stay up there with everybody, really.
Not in the mind?
That surprises me,
Yeah.
because he was so confident on that first lift.
Yeah. But it was almost, you just saw everything sort of drain out of him, the belief.
Yeah, he really needs to get his head together.
He needs these extra kilos, David. It's too risky. You know, even though Demirev was not that impressive on the first attempt, you know, he needs to.
Well, he's still leading.
Yeah,
still leading. He's at 146. Dubaya's at 145.
Yeah. But, you know, when the gap opens up to maybe 5-6 kilos, that's when, you know, the pressure goes. However good Dubaya is in the clean and jerk. Now, Mirzaev coming on. 148 kilos, and this, of course, would give him the top spot in the rankings in the first half of the competition. Turan Mirzaev. Certainly in recent times, this would be the best he's done.
Yeah, just to answer your earlier question, yes, Tigran has gone up to 150.
Thought he had.
This is a big ask. 146, I think, was right on his limit. Yeah. It was just too much weight for him
So
on this occasion.
So he stays in the silver medal position at the moment, but that's his last attempt. Now Demirev, while still on 148 kilos.
On platform, Demirev, Bulgaria, 12 and last attempt with 148 kg.
World bronze medalist at the last two World Championships, Thailand and Santo Domingo, which every time I talk to everybody, they seem to want to forget as quickly as possible. Do you remember how hot?
Well, there's no air conditioning in the hall, and
everybody just absolutely streaming with sweat, and you're gasping for breath.
Yeah, I mean, if ever you're going to have air conditioning somewhere, it would have been that competition hall, wouldn't it? I mean, it was badly organised, and I think everything was bad about the TV. TV wasn't very good either, was it?
Mm-hmm. Now, Demirev.
No. So Dubaia got a real chance now to get a good lead over Demirev. But remember, the man still waiting in the warm-up.
Martirosyan.
Yeah, Martirosyan of Armenia.
Well, this looked close on paper, and it's close as a result of these crucial failures. I mean, there's nobody on the list who's done 3 out of... Well, there is, actually. Britain Kalya of Albania from the B group actually did 3 out of 3. But he's the only one. Now, Dubaia.
So he just needs to get over his psychological block, because that's what it is. The strength's there.
But I tell you what will help him. Those failures will help him. They'll motivate him.
Agressive jusqu'au bout.
Come on, Wenceslas.
Needs it in the head.
10 seconds. Come on. 9. Come on. Come on. Oh. There's no doubt he can do that. But he just doesn't believe it, does he?
That was psychological. But
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it leaves him in 145. So luckily, he's very, very strong in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, and luckily he's only 3 kilos behind Demirev as well. And Mirzaev, but
remember, there's still 2 men left in this championship. I'd forgotten about Dudoglu, the youngster. So
this is a 4 kilo increase for this third attempt, and weighing at 68.65, which is actually lighter than Demirev, but not lighter than Dubaia.
But this would give him the lead, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd give him put him in the gold medal.
Definitely going to. This will be a definite silver. I mean, we don't know what Martirosyan's going to do, because he's decided that the bar's not heavy enough for him to come out yet.
Well, if he can take it with 150, I think Martirosyan's going to have to build a cushion of advantage, because I don't think he's as strong in the clean and jerk.
No. So finishes on 145.
So at the moment, Demirev of Bulgaria in the gold medal position, from Turzan Mirzaev of Azerbaijan, Venceslas Tabar in bronze, Dudoglu in 4th place, but on the same kilos as Dubaia, and just a kilo separating the top 4 men.
Yeah, so no one's getting away from it at the moment, but that could all change.
Well, we've had plenty of success in the women's division for Armenia. Now, the men. Tigran Martirosyan, 20 years of age, put a total in of 320, David. Now, that's interesting, because that is, 15, 16 kilos less than the likes of Dubaia and Demirev, which is what I'm suggesting, that this is where he's got to make his kilos.
He hasn't been the most consistent lifter in the past. I think every time I've seen him, he's fouled all his clean and jerks.
Well, he certainly did a couple of years ago in the Europeans, and remember that.
Oof, well, can't knock him for that. That's definitely the most impressive lifting we've seen today. So 150 kilos, 330 pounds, gold medal, and that was easy, wasn't it? That was comfortable.
But I think this is where he now needs to really build.
Well, he knows he needs at least a 10-kilo advantage over Dubai if he's going to, you know, to sort of hold on to a lead.
Well, now he's got to play the weighting game, isn't he? He's got 152 kilos. He's got to follow himself. So what he needs to do is to use a little bit of this time, then put the bar up, gain a little bit more time.
I think he'll go 55.
147. He's gone 154 at the moment.
54. Okay.
But he weighed in at 68.88, so he's heavier than Demirev, he's heavier than Dubai. I'm not sure, you know, you said make 10 kilos, so you're looking for him to go 158, aren't you?
155.
Oh, sorry, 156, aren't you? 156 would give him 10 kilo advantage.
Yeah, he's heavier, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he is going 155. See, I was right. I am sometimes.
So Tigran Martirosyan already got one more gold medal. They had 7 gold medals, the Armenians, before we started the evening. Now they've got 8. And here he comes. Just Martirosyan coming out for this second attempt.
So this to build a pretty decent lead.
Yeah, this would be 9 kilos. Forget about the body weight difference. This would be 9 solid kilos advantage over the field. It's going to make the second half awfully interesting, David. Catch me if you can. That's what it's going to be. If he does this.
Well, I think he'll do it.
Yeah.
Looking at the 150, he wasn't pushed at all, was he?
Be mighty interesting if he could go 160.
Well, I think they'd struggle to catch him then. Oh, well, just as easy as the first one.
And talk about millimetre perfect. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the Armenians really seem to have got themselves together, don't they?
They're taking
women as well.
And they've taken over the choir. You know, we used to have the Turkish choir, now we've got the Armenia choir. The Armenians.
So it says new record. He must be going for 157, surely. He's going for a junior record.
Let's have a look at this. Yeah, 157.
Junior European record, 156.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be taking the record from Yuri Lavrenyuk of the Ukraine, who this is a record that's
actually he's taking 157, so he's going for the junior world record. So this will be a world record.
Junior world record, yeah. That's to take it away from Yao Yue, who actually set this in Dubai back in 2004. Junior European record has hung around for a long time. It's stood since 2001. But you're right, David, that was 155, and this is 157.
So junior world and European record.
Yeah. And we haven't had too many records. Well, we haven't had any records, really, have we?
Well, we've had a couple of junior records, haven't we? We haven't had any senior records.
Yeah. So 158. But the one significance of this, David, is 12 kilos, 12 big kilos.
Don't understand why he's taking 158 though. Because maybe he thinks that's the lead he needs, but I mean, he only needs 157 for the record.
Yeah, but I think, you know, if you think of the end game is to win the championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 150, a 5 kilo increase to 155, now 158. Former youth European champion and junior European champion. In the shadows for a while of his older brother, but now trying to make a real name for himself in his own right.
Oh, there it is. New world record.
Yeah, junior world and junior European record And what a way to finish off 3 out of 3, to take 158 big kilos into the second half and to lead Damir Demirev, former two-time European champion, by 12 big kilos, with Turan Mirzaev of Azerbaijan taking the bronze, and the defending champion Dabaya now finding himself 13 kilos down. Well, game on, and what a second half in prospect, David. This is going to be a really cracking affair. Get confirmation for you of that in a moment. Here it is. Now, Martirosyan, there it is, 3 out of 3. Can't take anything away from him, and that's 12 ahead of Demirev and Mirzaev, who are both on 146 body weight, separating the medals there. Dabaya on 145, the same as Dudoglu of Moldavia. Trasha of Albania down a little bit further, and all of them getting ready for the clean and jerk. We're going to take a break. Highlights of the women's 75 kilos.